Okay, so in my current project, I don't have any sound. I don't have any sound effects. So so let's go back to our trusted asset story. And I remember we used that 8-bit sound before, and maybe we'll try that again. I think that would work very well for this game. So audio. So what we have here, outdoor ambience, no sound. See if I can find that one again. Maybe I'll just search 8-bit sound. Was it this one? I think it was this one, the free pack, right? So that's import. And you're fairly familiar with this process now. Okay, that was quick. So we have the 8-bit sound. Let's preview some of these. It's a bit dramatic. It's a bit too much. Oh, something short. Maybe that one. Okay, let's use that one. Menu 2. Okay, that will work. So what we want to do is whenever the ball hits something, we're gonna create a sound. So we're gonna put this on the ball object. I'm gonna change the name back to ball because round thing is quite silly. Okay, so go to Playmaker. Yeah, make sure this is the right state machine that you're looking at. And what we want to do is simply, when you hit something, make a sound, right? So we're going to go to the flip Y event and add a sound. Play the sound, right? Just go to audio. Audio play, plays the sound, clip said. Yeah, so I think this will work. What are some of the other options you can do? Let's just use this. I think audio play will work well. Let's move it to the top, so before it goes to the different events, right? So now it says game object requires audio source component, right? So we can simply click to add that, and now it's added here. Remember when we set up sound events earlier, or sound sources earlier last week, we added this manually from the add component button here. But with Playmaker, you can just click on that warning and it will automatically do that for you. And here again, I'm going to just drag this in here. Right. And we don't want it to play on awake, because if we have play on awake, every time the game starts, it's going to play once, right? So let's uncheck that. And another thing I want to do is I don't want this to be a 3D sound, right? I don't really care about the position of the ball relative to the camera, which is where the listener is. So uncheck 3D sound and just hit apply. Okay, so now it's a 2D sound. Let's go back to the ball and see what we have here. Okay, so that should work. Click on Playmaker, and can just do that. Actually, another way to do this, let's remove that for now, because I want to show you the other thing that you can do. And to do this, I need to move this somewhere else. Okay. Now again, we have the audio play action, and I'm going to simply drag the audio here. So we'll play this particular sound. It's fine if you don't have this defined, it'll play whatever is here. But if you have this defined, it'll play this sound instead. And the nice thing about defining the sound here is you can, in different states, you can use a different sound, and that's quite nice. Okay, and then we don't care about finished event, so let's leave that as is. Okay, I'm going to move this back. Okay, and see how that works. So play. Okay, good. So now, whenever it hits anything that's not a wall, because remember for the wall we have a different state to handle that. So we can simply copy this and put it here as well. So when it hits the wall, it'll play a sound. Okay. Okay, we have some sound. That's good. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is when the ball hits the floor, let's play another sound, some sort of game over sound, and then we'll restart the game, right? So we want to go to the floor. Oh, sorry. Click on this thing here, and instead of simply starting the scene, I'm gonna add a state here that says play sound, right? So instead of going directly to restart scene, I'm gonna go play sound, and then I'll just use the finished state. When the sound finishes playing, we'll go to the finished state and then restart. And same thing, I'm gonna do audio play, and it's again gonna tell me that I'm missing an audio source component, and just click on it. See if the system automatically added this component for you, which is great. Now we just need to find a sound that sounds like a game over sort of sound. Yeah, crash sounds might be a good one. Some sort of explosion maybe. A bit dramatic. But whoa. Okay, that's good. I like that one. So again, I don't want it to be a 3D sound, so uncheck that. Apply. Click on the floor again. Find your state machine. Right, it's here. So now I'm gonna use a different method to find that file at the asset. So just click on the circle button here, and the one we wanted to use was, I believe it was explosion 3. Yeah, double click on it. Now it's explosion 3. If you're not sure, click on it. I will select the explosion 3 item, and then you can just preview it. Okay, I think that's the one we want. Now, one more thing. If we don't define a finished event, it's going to go from the state when the ball hits the floor, come to this state, try to play this sound, but immediately go to finished and then restart. So this scene is going to restart before we even finish playing that sound. So we want to make sure that we go to the finished event only when the sound is finished, right? So we define the finished event here, finished. Okay, let's play and give it a test. Okay. See, that's the problem that I was trying to avoid when I said to use a finished event. One potential problem is the finished event might start without finishing the sound, right? So just because in the system it's a finished state, which means once you run through all the actions here, it will automatically run. So let's see if defining a different event will work using a custom event. Maybe that will work. Finished audio event. and let's use finished audio and also change this to finished audio. Right. So let's see if that helps. Okay, now let's intentionally lose again. And that didn't help, interestingly enough. And I think the problem here is the system doesn't know how long this audio clip is. So it simply goes, well, we're going to play this and then we're just going to go finished. So that's not ideal. But what we can do is I'm going to get rid of that event. I'm going to stop the event. I'm going to get rid of the finished audio as well because we're not using that. What we can do here is we'll just use what we had before. We used the wait action. And we'll just say wait for a period of time and then finish the event, right? Or go to a certain event. So that's add back finished event. And we'll say after a period of time, now we need to know how long this sound is. I think it was this one. Let's see. Well, it's really short, so we're just gonna do maybe 0.3 seconds real time. Try that. So you can see that it's playing a little bit longer now, but I think we need to wait a little bit longer so finish. Maybe just 1 second might work. Let's try that. Now, of course, the problem is while the state is waiting for the sound to finish, the game is still running. You can still control this. The ball is still moving, which is not ideal. So what we can do, let's see if we can try this. So I think we can, let's try using this thing called scale time scale. So let's see where it is, time, right? So the idea of scaling time might be a little bit abstract, but basically think of time as just another variable, right? So when time is set to 1, that's normal time. That means the game is running at normal speed. If you set scale time to 2, then the game runs twice as fast. Right? Just imagine if you're playing Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog, and you pick up an item that speeds up the game twice as fast. I don't think there's such an item in the game, but imagine if there is. Or you can slow down the time of the game, just slow down the entire speed of the game by reducing the time scale to, let's say, 0.5, then that the game is running at half speed. And a cool thing you can do with this is if you set scale time, if you scale time to 0, you set the time scale to 0, it practically pauses the game, right? And that's what we want. We want the game to pause when we're playing that sound, and then we restart. So that's add that action. And you want to do this before you start waiting, right? I think that would be better. And then that's just drag this down to 0. So play this sound and reduce time scale to 0. And we want to make sure that the waiting is real time, so it ignores game time, right? Because we're pausing the game time here, but this will continue to count. All right, so let's just quickly see this. Real time, ignore time scale, useful if the game is paused, right? So make sure we have that checked. Okay, save. And let's play. Right, see, it paused the game, and now the problem is when I restart the game is still paused because the time scale is still 0, right? So we want to make sure that we reset it. So click on scale time, copy that, paste it here, and we're going to reset it before we restart the level. Right, okay. Save that. I think that should fix it. Okay, let's see. Right, see now when the level is restarted, we have the game is back running at the speed. Okay, good. So I forgot to do one thing, which is restricting the movement of the player bar. Right now, you can just keep moving. You can keep moving outside of the boundaries. Right. So if I just play it, you can see that I can just keep going left, and it's going to go out of the scene, which is not ideal. So let's fix that.